So did you guys hear? I needed to make popcorn. Yeah, it's gonna be a long one today. Okay, chickens, I made you some popcorn. I know it's supposed to be a 21-day chick hatching adventure, but there's always something exciting that goes on our farm. And I had to include some of that too. And today, we get to go see the bee lady. So, I made some popcorn for the chickens and the dogs. Because there's nothing quite like having popcorn while you watch a movie. I'm really worried about my blueberry plants because I haven't seen any bees on them at all. And I know that you need bees to pollinate so that the flowers will turn into blueberries. And I don't know anything about bees. So I think I'm going to go talk to somebody who does. We're just going to check in on our broody mum and our super fantastic little enclosure we made. I can hear her. Let's see what she's doing. Good morning. How are you doing? Are you very happy? Yes, you are happy. How are your babies doing? Are they doing good? Yes. Okay, should I leave you alone? Okay, I'll leave you alone. All right, well, we got food there, and I need to get her some fresh water, but it looks like her little enclosure is doing just great. Remember when I said when one chicken goes broody, they all copy? Well, here we have 3 in the same coop. 3 of you guys. My goodness. So, I found another broody hen. So last night I gave her some eggs. She's made herself a little nest. She's pulled out some of the feathers from her chest there. And she just jumped out of her nest to have a quick bite to eat and a drink, and then she'll be right back. We're here today visiting the bee lady and her 25 different beehives. We're going to learn a little bit about bees, and we may even open up a hive and see what's going on inside. Oh, and here we have electric fence. And it's here to keep the bears out, so I'm not going to touch the electric fence. Okay, we're coming up to the hives and I'm really scared. Should I be scared?
Of course.
Okay.
We know bees sting, so I think it's a natural thing to be cautious. Just like any animal, we want to approach them with gentleness and kindness, and we know bees are bred to be gentle, so you'd be surprised when you open up a hive if they actually don't mind.
Oh boy. Okay, here we go.
Wait, I have to take this off. Bees don't have ears. They have very sensitive antennae. So they're going to be very nervous with vibration. So what you don't want to do is drop the hive.
Okay.
Every time you see this, you can see that they need more space, these bees. So they're building up. Look how gentle they are. I can put my hand right there.
Okay, I'm not going to put my hand right there.
Yeah. We're going to open up their home and invite ourselves in.
Oh, I just bumped one. Oh my, there's even more bees. Oh, wow. Okay.
So you gotta move slowly. You can never be in a rush, which is partly what I like, because I tend to want to hurry all the time, and bees remind me that the world is better when you're slower. I'm going to start by, let's take a look and see how they're doing. You always want to check on your girls. So you can see their nature is to be calm. I'm a little nervous if I put my hand too close, and these girls are checking me out. Am I a bear? But look, I'm in light colors.
So what are you pulling out there now?
So the way they designed it now is with frames, and I'm going to pull out a frame, and then that'll tell me, when I look at it, it's going to tell me how this hive is doing. So already I can tell it's doing pretty good because there's lots of bees in here.
Okay, I'm being very brave right now because I'm terrified. I will admit it.
That's good. That's a good, healthy, respectful way of being.
Oh, that's a lot of bees. Holy cow. I mean, holy bee. Wow. Oh, there's so many of them.
That's not even a lot, but so over here is honey. So if I were to
oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, you just ate that.
It's really good. You couldn't taste that, but it's delicious. So I don't know if you can come up close. I'm just going to bring this over for you to see. You can see their little tongues are sticking in there. See, she's eating her honey right there. Now they're going to go right over to where I broke the comb and they're going to lick it. See their little tongues? They're like, yummy.
So they eat the honey?
They need the honey. It's like it helps them to work hard. They're going to go out and collect nectar. It comes in at 80% moisture, and they fan it and stir it with their tongues. And then when it gets down to 17%, they take the wax that comes right out of their body. Look at them all going over. That's cool. And they put a lid on it so that it doesn't fall out.
Oh. So they're storing the they're storing the honey for another time? Is it for food for another time?
Yeah, in case it's a rainy day and then they can't get out. So I don't know if you can see here, there's inside here.
Look at those little cells.
So that's got pollen in it, and there's one with a varroa on. Can you see that?
What does a varroa mean?
See that right there?
Yes.
Actually, I could take him because he's a drone bee. Let's see, he's not going to like that.
What is a varroa?
So, oh, sorry, girls.
Oops. So what was that red dot that was on that bee?
So varroa mite are little mites that go in the cells and eat the baby bees as they develop. So for a beekeeper, when you see a varroa mite, that's not a good sign. They will slowly grow more and more and more of them, and the bees will not do well. So they'll chew the wings off before they develop and stuff. This is a big drone bee.
Okay. Yep.
He doesn't have a stinger. So
Okay, that's close enough.
Really confident holding him.
Okay, I'm not holding him, just so you know. Okay.
So you want to know where candles are made? Beekeepers will scrape this all off, and if you put a little wick in there, you could light that and sing happy birthday right there.
And now is that what they capped the honey with?
Yeah. So when they say there's capping wax, this is capping wax, would be nice and light colored wax.
Oh, they're so calm.
Because I'm not hurting them, right? If I were to drop this, they would not be calm. They would be, you're an enemy. As long as I'm gentle, they're gentle.
I bet they
don't want to die, right? They're going to die, so they're going to be.
What do you mean? You mean if they sting you?
If they sting me.
If they sting you, they're going to die.
They're going to die. So they're like, we don't want to die today. It's a nice day. She's not a threat, so they're going to let me. They're going to let me come in and do that. Now, as soon as I started to squish them, they would not like me anymore.
So you put.
I just wanted to give us some space so I can show you.
Ah. Okay.
I need so you have to do everything slowly.
And so why do you have those frames in there? What is the reason for having the frames?
Right, so that I can look in here, so that they're removable.
Oh wow!
So here, what you see before was honey. This is baby bees.
Baby bees.
So let me see if we can catch them and move them out of the way.
Oh goodness, that's a lot of bees.
So this is a little different pattern, and they've got a bee developing in there. So the queen laid an egg in there, they fed it, and then after a certain amount of days they put a lid on it, and then it'll crawl out. Let's see if we can find one crawling out.
And what is that dark comb part on the right there?
This?
Yes.
It's just, they put propolis. They go to the trees. Look at that one, has some pollen on her little legs.
The yellow
so that's
stuff?
what the babies get to eat, nice pollen.
Oh.
And so they're bringing that to her. So this is just, they take sap from the trees, it's called propolis, and they mix it with wax. That keeps everything super clean and sterile. And that makes it nice and clean for babies to grow in. But after a while, the propolis gets kind of dark and it just looks like that. So I'm just going to take this off. This is like extra here.
Now is that the propolis or is that the wax?
This is wax. So they're building. See, I didn't give them enough room, so they're like taking every square inch and building.
Oh, I see. So they're just looking for. So they're doing kind of an addition.
Yep. And looking in here, this is that royal jelly. Whoops, get off there, girl. I'm very concerned. This white stuff is royal jelly, and that's what the bees get to live in when they're really little. That's a larva there. I don't know if you can see that, like a little worm. Mm-hmm. So drone larva this is going to be the male bees down here because they need a bit bigger of a space. Let's see how they did.
Okay, I'm gonna back away, Kate. All right, well, mommy chicken just got out of her nest for just a minute. See how fast she's eating? She's gonna eat and drink and poop and then get back on her eggs. And there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beautiful eggs, hopefully developing into chicks. So good job, mommy. You have a drink and have something to eat and get back on your eggs. Okay, and here we have broody hen number 5. So you guys really do all go broody at the same time, and you look so sleepy. You're kind of in a trance. That being a mummy sitting on eggs stuff is hard work. Well, first there was 1, and then there was 2, and then there was 3, and now there are 4 of you in here. That's all of you. Are you guys all copying each other? You've all gone broody. And there's still some eggs in the corner that aren't getting covered. So between 4 of you, come on girls, get those eggs covered. What is that you have there?
This is a smoker. If you're feeling a little nervous, something you can do as a beekeeper is to light your smoker. When bees smell smoke, very sensitive to smell, they're going to start panicking. And what would you do if you smelled smoke in your house? First thing you might do is go grab the most important, precious things to you, and what bees grab is honey. So they're going to go into their honey and just start lick, 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 lick. So they're not calmer, they look calmer because they're busy. So we're so these bellows are pumping a little air in there, making the fire go good. You don't really want fire because you don't want anything hot. You just want. As soon as I blow this in there, they're going to go, oh no. You see they take off. They go down. They're going into their hive.
Okay. To get the honey.
To go get the honey because they're like, oh no, I think we gotta leave. This is not good.
And so why would you smoke the bees? What would be the reason for doing that?
Well, you were getting a little nervous, so.
Oh, you did it for me. Thank you.
I don't like to do it, but it doesn't hurt them, and it's better than a bee stinging you. Because when a bee stings you, it dies. So this way they get a bit upset, but they're not going to die. So you can see this is a frame with babies in it. Can you see all those little babies? Those are those white wormy things. Let me move them out of the way.
Inside the frame?
Yeah.
Oh yes, I see that.
So those are larvae.
And so these guys are just babysitting?
They're the nurse bees, so they're going to be feeding that larva. So the forager bees that go out and go to the flowers come back, and they spit up the nectar to these guys and bring the pollen, and then they feed those babies.
I think I'd rather have baby food from a jar myself, but
hey, if you tasted it, it'd be super sweet. My friend made me eat a larva once.
Oh. And how did that go?
It's yummy.
I'm not going to be tasting one today.
That's what the bears eat. They don't actually like the honey. What the bears like is that larva because it's sweet and it's very high protein.
They are very calm now.
Yeah, they're busy as bees, right? They're all about their work.
So I'm not going to ask to touch a bee, but just being here and seeing them vibrating and smelling the smells, there must be an amazing sensory component to being a beekeeper. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, huge. I think the sound, for one thing, hearing them buzz, a gentle buzz, it's not the same as an angry bee buzzing around you, it's a gentle buzz. Plus the smell, when you open a hive on a warm day, it just smells delicious.
They look like they're vibrating.
There's the queen.
Oh, there's a queen?
The queen bee right there, so she's dark.
Is she a little bit bigger than the rest?
Yeah, you see her? So she's, if we watch her,
she's got that kind of
cone-shaped body, so she might dip that butt right into a cell and lay an egg.
Really? That's what she's going to do, lay an egg? Wow.
They feed her, take care of her.
Wow. So we got to meet a queen. I thought she would have been a lot bigger than that.
She'll lay a couple million eggs in her life. She'll never leave the hive. After she breeds, she stays in there and just works every day, laying sometimes 2,000 eggs a day.
So how do you get a queen bee?
So you can order them in the mail. They come through the mail. Or you can buy them, but somebody had to make them. If I took this queen out they would go, oh no, we're going to die without a queen. And so they would find an egg that's 3 days old, not older. They'll feed it royal jelly, which they get. Each bee produces royal jelly, and that they'll give her a lot of royal jelly, and that will make her turn into a queen. And she'll live 3 to 5 years, where a normal bee will only live 6 weeks.
So you can turn a regular bee into a queen bee by using magical royal jelly.
That's right.
Wow.
So they start off when the queen lays an egg, it gets bigger and bigger, like this larva. Then they put a lid on it, and then when they're ready to hatch, this guy here is ready. He's chewed out, and he's ready to.
You can see him. He's coming out.
He's going to be born.
Hey, buddy.
That's a big old drone. So let's just speed him up. So the thing when you're a beekeeper too is you want to check for varroa, and the one place where varroa grow the most is on drone brood. And so you want to check him out. And there he comes.
So this is a little guy that just came out.
Stumbling a
He's
little.
just learning how to walk and fly and everything.
And some more
He can
time.
sure move quickly for someone that was just born. Or just hatched. Or what do you say? He was just hatched. Oh.
Well,
Kind of like our 21-day hatching adventure. Only
if
it's
they're
a bee.
hatching when they're eggs, the eggs hatch into larvae. Maybe at this point they're not hatching so much as crawling out. So I want to get these bees off here because I want to take this wax off. So the best way to do it is to tap it really hard. So remember how I said don't vibrate the hive?
Yeah.
I just did, so I broke my own rule. But now there's no bees on here, and then I can scrape this off.
And what will you do with that wax?
I'll make candles. Takes a lot of wax to make a candle, but
So that must be why beeswax costs a lot of money, because
you're going to filter it, you're going to melt this and filter it, and there's a lot of other stuff in it.
but it smells wonderful, doesn't it?
And then I want this to fit really nicely on top again, so I'm going to scrape all this off. So because I've moved some frames around. This is propolis too, so they seal it really good because they don't want any air to get in, they don't want any germs or any other creatures to get in. So they're going to take that propolis and seal it on them.
So is there only one way in the hive then?
Yeah, they're going to come in here and go in.
And there's the lid. All right. So we make you this little box for you to sit by yourself, and then this happens. Hey, what are you doing in there, huh? You're not supposed to be in there. She is sitting on eggs making babies. She needs to be by herself, quiet, and not have other chickens laying eggs on top of her. I really enjoyed our visit to the bee lady today, and seeing the little baby bees and their little cells made me think a lot about the chicks that are growing, or the embryos that are growing inside of the eggs in our incubator right now. So on day 15, you can see that the egg yolk has really getting smaller every day because the chick is using the nutrients from the egg yolk to grow. And you can't see, but there's almost no egg white left because the chick also has used some of the nutrients in the water in the egg white to grow. And today the chick, or the embryo, looks a lot like a chick. It's it's got all the down, and it's got all the body parts that you would expect a chick to have. So join us tomorrow for day 16 and let's see what happens.